Hello, you are joining us for this episode of 30 Parks in 30 Days. My name is Mike Redman alongside my co-host, Darren Redman. And how are you doing tonight before we dive into the Tigers?
We're talking baseball, so I am doing great.
Yes, and I'm going to go ahead and do one thing here just to make my life a little bit easier. So bear with me for just a second. I just noticed one little thing here that I got to do.
Don't mind the man behind the curtain, folks.
Right. No. We're not talking the. Oops. Give me a second.
So
Darren, as I'm doing this little glitch here on my end, do you want to go ahead and jump into a word from our sponsor?
Listen, anytime's the right time. They talk about, if you have tax problems, the place to take care of them is Nashville Tax Solutions. So attention, Palm Bay and Fort Pierce. Struggling with tax issues? Whether you're behind in filings, dealing with a lien, or just need expert guidance, Nashville Tax Solutions is here to help. Their team knows the ins and the outs of tax relief and is ready to fight for you. But don't just take Mike's word for it. Don't just take my word for it. Listen to the clients. Chris Bennett and his team saved me from a financial nightmare. They're knowledgeable, clear, and compassionate. So don't let tax troubles keep you up at night. Call 855-627-4829. Visit NashvilleTaxSolutions.com or email info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com today. Remember, that was 855-627-4829. Nashville Tax Solutions, because tax problems deserve real solutions.
Thank you, Darren. And let's get into it. Let's talk Tigers baseball. This is a team that completely overachieved last season. Nobody saw their finish coming, getting as far as they did, having a typical Tiger season for the first 2 to 3 months of the season, and then they just caught fire the rest of the way and was able to sneak in. And although they finished, I think, tied for second, they felt like the best team in the division when it was all said and done. But this is a team that really starts with that rotation, so I wanted to go there. But this is a team with Tarek Skubal as the head of that rotation, left-handed pitcher, Jack Flaherty, Reese Olson, Jackson Joby, and Casey Mize. Alex Cobb is someone who's going to join the rotation at some point. He's been around for a little bit, but Skubal is one of the best pitchers in baseball. I believe he did take home the Cy Young, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Yep. So he was someone, I mean, they have their ace, so it just shows right there how important it is to have a guy that's going to take the mound and get you quality start, each and every time out there. So your thoughts on him and just how this team overperformed.
You and I have talked about some redundancies during our 30 Parks in 30 Days, and that is the need for left-handed pitchers. And he's not just a left-handed pitcher; he's a stud. Tarek will just shut you down, and that's what he does. And when you could throw him out there every 5 days, you're doing all right. So you have that, and then again, what comes behind him? And you know what? Don't sleep on Jack Flaherty. He's very, very good as well. So they're going to win those games, or they're going to be in those games, and then you just have to kind of split the rest of the series, and you win the series. Win enough series, you're in the playoffs. That's exactly what they did this last season.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They showed up when they needed to, and this is a team now. As we kind of go into the lineup here for a bit, it's not a lineup that you look at it and you go, okay, I can see. Unless you watch Tigers baseball day in and day out, and unfortunately, Major League Baseball doesn't do a great job or the market of watching teams that are not quote unquote the big dogs of the league. But of course, Parker Meadows might actually start the season on the DL, but you have Gleyber Torres now slated in the 2 spot with Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, Colt Keith, Jace Jung, Wenzel Perez, Javier Baez, and Jake Rogers. Baez is someone who had all the power and potential in the world, hasn't quite panned out, but with
he's
injuries,
an enigma. He's an enigma.
Yeah, he is. Yep, that was the word that I was looking for. It wouldn't come out, but that's exactly what it is with him. So that's the lineup there. Not a lot of subtractions. This is a team that they lost one. They lost a right-handed pitcher. So we'll kind of bypass that and go straight into key pickups and acquisitions. Of course, We mentioned Jack Flaherty, we mentioned Gleyber Torres, 1-year deal, but that's been another, Darren, you talk about trends. And that's another thing we see is a lot of these teams that have that little bit of a success have, we see a lot of 1-year deals here again. So
yes, again, that's
Yep.
I don't remember seeing so many 1-year deals. Do you?
No, I have this specific page bookmarked every year of all the free agency pickups and stuff, and I very rarely see something like this. I'm used to seeing a lot of free agents that just didn't get scooped up. But this year, it seems like they're taking the 1-year flyers on people and hoping it's the right fit for their team. So, but it's exciting. Last year was very exciting to see a team like the Tigers perform as well as they did, because what we got to see was something we haven't seen in a long time. Because we think of, if we're ranking the 6 Major League Baseball divisions, their division has always been number 6 in terms of power ranking. But last year we saw a division where not just 4 teams that had a chance to win because they were just all equally bad and someone had to win. Now this is 4 teams playing great baseball. Some tampered off a little bit towards the end of September, but really going into early September, it was a 4-team race. And so very, very good division. So again, the Tigers finished last season tied for second, technically third, but tied for second. So in previous episodes, Darren, we have, of course, the White Sox were given that 5th spot. I mean, that's a no doubter, unfortunately. We did both have the Guardians just missing out on the playoffs of the final wild card, which is a big statement because they were a really good team last season. And so that's the one team that's right there. And then we were both in agreement that the Royals were a playoff team. So wanted to get your thoughts first before we go into it. Of course, we haven't yet done the Minnesota Twins. That is coming up still. But do you have the Detroit Tigers as getting one of those other coveted playoff spots, or do they fall just short this year? Do we get the X or the thumbs up?
See, what they get is this, which means they're right on the bubble. They're a bubble team. I mean, literally, they're close. I mean, I think they strengthened their starting rotation. I think if everybody has the kind of year that they're supposed to, I'm a little shaky about Alex Cobb, 1-year deal, but with the hip, that it's not a good thing, potentially. I see them like it's tough with Minnesota. We talked about that. I can see them missing out and ended up in 4th. I hate to say it, but I can see them in 2nd or 4th. They're that team.
That team.
Yeah, that 6 to 8 game swing can mean a lot.
Yeah, no, it really can. And so we'll get that. So that according to Darren. So with that said, then you have them. So you don't have them necessarily in. You have them just missing out as well. So we'll find out if that means that he has the Twins in at a later date. I am going to go ahead and give them the thumbs up, the playoff spot.
Like that.
1 in 4 chance. 1 in 4 chance, but I'm not quite sure if I have them 1 and Royals 2 or vice versa, or maybe the Twins 1 or 2. I'll let you know when we do the Twins. But I do have the Tigers in one of those playoff spots alongside the Royals again. So thanks each one of you for watching, and that's a great thing. The season is now just about 2 weeks, under 2 weeks away, actually less than a few days away from technically the first opening game. But so until then, guys, thank you for watching this episode of 30 Parks in 30 Days. A lot more episodes to come. And until next time, we'll see you around the ballpark. Thank you, guys.